moving on now to some very special newsmakers on the buck stops here tonight. They're a father and daughter with a direct line to the next American president, and in many ways their own close relationship as father and daughter has in fact been compared to the father and daughter that will be at the helm of American politics in about 2 weeks from now officially. That's right, we are talking about Shalabh Kumar, who was, of course, one of the biggest donors to the Trump campaign and is now a member of his transition team, an Indian American and leader of the Republican Hindu coalition, and his daughter, supermodel turned, some would say, Indian Ivanka, Manasvi Mamgai. Both of them are here in India. This is a crucial visit for them in the run-up to that inauguration. Welcome to the buck stops here. Shalabh, let me start by asking you, what can we expect to see in terms of the Indian influence at that inauguration? I know you've been having a series of really important meetings with ministers and key officials in the government. I know that NSA Ajit Doval has already met with his counterpart in the United States of America. Many people look at you as the bridge right now between India and America. Tell us a little bit about what we can look forward to as we look at Ab Ki Baar Trump Sarkar.
Well, first of all, good evening to your viewers. Your first question is what kind of an Indian influence you will have at the inauguration. This is the first time in the history of US presidential elections, Indians and Hindus, our culture has taken a center stage, and as Eric Trump and Donald Trump have acknowledged that Hindus have made a significant contribution towards the election of Trump as the President of the United States. So now in the inauguration ceremonies we will have a fair amount of component, some might say even a lot of component proportionate to our population. We are about only 1.3% of the population of the United States. That's the Hindu Americans I'm talking about, and we have been given a significant portion of the inauguration activities that includes a Bollywood show which will be shown to almost 1 million people, that will be stretching from the White House to the Capitol Hill with the Lincoln Park Memorial, Lincoln Memorial in the middle, and that's called the National Mall. It will be a fantastic scene. It will be also broadcast to close to 2 billion people live, and there is going to be a lot of Hindu culture and Bollywood in that programming.
So Bollywood goes everywhere, Mr. Shalabh Kumar, even to Donald Trump's formal inauguration as president.
Oh, absolutely, and actually Bollywood has become quite a popular word for Donald Trump, as he refers to my daughter Manasvi as Bollywood. He has changed her name from Manasvi to Bollywood.
That's quite an interesting nugget. And let me bring you in, Manasvi. I first want to talk a little bit about your own quite interesting journey. Supermodel, Miss India World, an actor here in Mumbai, and then somebody who's there when Prime Minister Modi visits America for the first time. Your father, of course, played a key role in increasing and enhancing the India-American relationship and getting those previous visa restrictions when Mr. Modi was Chief Minister lifted. And then you're actually now by the side of the American president and her daughter, and some have even called you an Indian Ivanka, given the parallels between the power father and daughter duo of Donald Trump and Ivanka and the two of you. Do you see yourself as a bit of an Indian Ivanka?
Sorry, do I?
See yourself as a bit of an Indian Ivanka?
You know, I take that as a compliment. Ivanka also come from the glamour industry, and now look at where she is. She's supporting her father, being the first daughter, and I think I take that as a compliment, and this is my father's vision, his guidance. He's hijacked my career and I'm very happy about it, because at such a young age, who gets this opportunity, this exposure at such a world event? Yes, my heart's in entertainment and he wants me to run for politics. So let's see the world, my stage right now, and you know, I'm just very glad to be here.
Manasvi, talk a little bit though about those meetings that your father and you have had with Donald Trump and his daughter Ivanka and other members of his family. It seems to be quite a close and comfortable relationship between all of you. And as I said, the parallels are quite striking. I look at the father and daughter on screen right now, and I look at Donald Trump and Ivanka, and people will say, oh, okay, here, there's a parallel here, Manasvi.
So, you know, my first impressions of President-elect, he's very approachable. There's no facade as such. You know, he's a businessman, he talks his mind. And there's a certain trust factor there. And of course, now we're very close, we're like family. It started with, our journey started with the RHC. And the party is very synonymous with our values. So 3 weeks before the elections, he gave 2 hours to our event, the Bollywood show that we organized in New Jersey. And you know, the first time Indians were on a world map, so much attention given to us. Then we did a very sweet event with Eric Trump in a Hindu temple. I did an aarti with him, and I explained to him all the significance of all our gods, Ganesha, Lakshmi, and he still remembers it. So we had a meeting 2 weeks back at Trump Tower, and he still remembered all of them. It was very sweet. So they're very nice to us. And they say that, you know, thank you for your support, but we always say thank you for your support, because they've supported us all this while and, you know, put us on the world map, and just, you know, it's been a very nice journey.
Shalabh Kumar, could you talk a little bit about what you actually envisage for your daughter, and then I'll get to the hard political questions in a moment. But, you know, like she's saying, jokingly of course, that she wanted to be in entertainment, but you think she should be in politics, and she's virtually become, you know, she's always at your side when you're at these big Trump meetings. You're officially a part of the transition team. That has pulled her into politics as well. So do you look at her as a kind of Ivanka Trump, somebody you always turn to, somebody you'd like to see even in your more critical and political decisions?
Well, I think she will make the most wonderful, prettiest, most intelligent Congresswoman in the United States House of Representatives. How's that?
So you want her to run, you want her to run for Congress, you want her to run for Congress.
At some point in time, when she's getting her feet wet, she's already standing toe-to-toe with world leaders, which she could have a conversation with Newt Gingrich. She could have an intelligent conversation with Donald Trump on policy matters. And I see a lot of brains. There's no question she is a beauty with brains. And she's a very eager and quick student. She learns very, very quickly. And she's phenomenal. And I'm obviously very proud of her. So some might say that's a doting father, but she really is great.
But I also think there are lots of similarities between acting and politics, you know. You're dealing with...
That's quite honest. That's quite honest.
No, but also, you know, you're dealing with the masses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're dealing with the masses here, you know, you're acting, you're making films. Doing something for the society. There also you're interacting with the masses. But I think in politics the results come quicker. You know, here in filmmaking it takes a longer time. I think politics is quicker. So I think I enjoy both.
You see, one of the greatest presidents for us, and now even friend and foe all acknowledge that, Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
You know, he was an actor, so one of the greatest presidents. And even though Arnold Schwarzenegger did not do that well, but he was an 8-year governor of California, fairly popular. So there is
and
there's
Mr.
a
Trump,
lot of commonality.
And Mr. Trump has been a television host. How can we forget? How can we forget The Apprentice?
Right.
How can we forget The
That's
Apprentice?
right.
It helps, you know. I'm telling you, it helps.
Oh, he does have a great. He does have a phenomenal stage presence, and he is a very good listener. So you see, what happened is at the October 15th rally, we had, of course, the scripted speech.
Yes.
So, you know, that was, I could say over there, that was running on teleprompters. But at the end of the speech, we thought that was going to be over, and he walks like a lion around the stage, and he detects the mood of the people. He comes back to the podium, and he uses these words: "We love Hindus, we love India." So that was an instant read of the crowd that was going wild because he was, you know, he put Hindus on the map. In fact, what was going on in the United States, some of your viewers might not know, there was a movement in California where they did not want to even, the textbooks did not want to refer Indian Americans as Indian Americans. They wanted to call them as South Asian Americans. And so Indians were going to become an obsolete term in India, in United States, if we followed the California path. But here we turned it all around, and you know, I hear these comments from all over Hindus, from not only from United States, from India, from UK, Australia, everywhere, all over the world, that the pride of Hindus in a way has been restored, and they're just so happy. And of course, we have a great TV artist, in a way you could say, Donald Trump, who read it properly.
Now, let me ask you, Mr. Sharad Kumar, there is a sense that, as I said, you're a key bridge between India and America and the two administrations at the moment. There are a lot of people who were a bit worried when Pakistan released its transcript of the conversation between Donald Trump and Nawaz Sharif. The Americans were very circumspect in their release, but the Pakistanis said that Donald Trump had called Nawaz Sharif a fantastic guy, and then people started worrying here, okay, is it really going to be different? Now, you've said it's not going to be like before. What's going to be the main difference?
Well, first of all, let me just refer back to the conversation. Transition team has never acknowledged as to what Nawaz Sharif has said. In fact, Nawaz Sharif has been criticized by the Pak press itself is breaking the protocol. Our guy, Ari Fleischer, actually took him to task for breaking the protocol. For those of you who may not follow this, the rule is if there is a conversation between two world leaders, the readout on each side refers to the comments made by that side only, not the other side. And it appears like that after the October 15th rally, the Pakistani leadership was so anxious to have some words spoken which tell them that he loves the Pakistani people, or Pakistan and Pakistani leaders and so forth, so they broke the protocol that way, which is not very good. Now, we did have a conversation with President-elect on that little subject, and you know, we were assured that there is no change in policy. We are the same as we have declared on October 15th. So in fact, what he did is, as a part of a thank you tour in Orlando, because that's where our last 2 weeks headquarters were, he went out and repeated the same thing. He pointed to about 100 or so Indians in the crowd, and he pointed out that he loves Hindus, and Indians have been great and have been phenomenal for his election as a president-elect.
Can I ask you, though, Mr. Kumar, in the end, and then I'll give the last word to Manasvi. When can we expect a meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump?
Well, see, sometimes I don't quite understand, you know, I understand the symbolism of that, but really this is not very important. If the two leaders are good leaders and they have good agenda and they have good chemistry and good people surrounding them, the agenda, which is I'm focusing on, our party is focusing on, Trump administration is focusing on, to increase the trade between the two countries from 100 billion per year today to 300 billion per year by the end of the first term. So now what does it take? It really does not take a meeting of between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. What it takes is, on the ground, we plan to have a lot of trade councils, trade councils between, let's say, the Fortune 500 companies in the US and India Inc. at that level. And also, many times we forget about the mid-sized companies. 80% of all jobs in any country, in any economy, are created by small to mid-sized companies.
Yeah.
And we intend to have trade councils between the two sides there. There's a lot of potential for American companies to do business in India. There's a lot of potential for Indian mid-sized companies to do business in America.
Right.
And we'll have trade councils for that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, a lot of that is operational work, so, and that is what's going to happen. In today's day and age, with Skype and with phones and with FaceTime and all that, so I'm sure if necessary, the President and the Prime Minister will communicate.
Well, Mr. Kumar, you are such a key member of the Trump team, and there's even a buzz, a big buzz in India that we're going to be seeing a lot more of you here in a formal or informal role. I won't push you more on that right now. We'll wait just a little bit to see in what capacity we will, as a country, have you here or there full time. I'll leave it for our viewers, that little mystery. Manasvi, the last word to you. Where is your heart? Is it still in Mumbai and in acting, or are you quite ready for the world of politics that your father has initiated you in?
I think I can do both. Why not? Why not? Yes, my heart's in entertainment. You know, movies, dancing is something that I've grown up doing.
Right.
But also, you know, now I've tasted blood. So this is very exciting, extremely exciting. I have you know, spoken to world leaders, be it Newt Gingrich, be it Paul Ryan, be it Stephen Mnuchin. So you know, when you speak to them, they're such inspiring people. I have learned so much. So you know, my heart's slowly shifting now that way as well.
Well, good luck to you, Manasvi Mamgai, for all your dreams, and Shalabh Kumar, we wait to see in what form you will take a role in the Trump administration, because a role we know you will have, and a prominent one. As of now, you are a key bridge between the Indian government and the Trump administration. A pleasure to have the father and daughter who have Trumps here and have often been compared as the Indian kind of father and daughter power couple to Donald Trump and Ivanka Trump. Pleasure, and thank you to both of you for being on the Buck Stops here tonight. And that is it on the program tonight. To all our viewers, we'll see you tomorrow at the same time.